Start the party.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
You're listening to Old Harbour Radio 1, the voice of the people. The name of this program is Talking Life, Health and Healing with Dr. Campbell. One of the most important things that we need to do and to fix this year, 2026, we need to fix is our relationship that we have with our microbes, in particular bacteria. And feel free even to make a call to someone, a friend or a neighbor or relative to tune in. That is why you are sick. Because your relationship with bacteria is not good and it needs to be fixed. Well. Great day. Listeners, you're listening to Old Harbour Radio 1, the voice of the people. The name of this program is Talking Life, Health and Healing with Dr. Campbell. Today, we'll use opportunity to continue to look at this amazing body that we have. I firmly believe that the system has done us great injustice in not helping us to know, not helping us to understand the type of body that we really live in. And because of that, many of us as humans are falling into problems in terms of with our mind and with our body, because we do not understand where we live and the type of body we live in. So today, the narrative will continue. We ask you to invite your friends and your family to come and to be a part of something that is too important to continue to ignore. Let's do the disclaimer. The information shared on this program is for educational purposes only. It is not intended as medical advice. Listeners should always consult with their physician, healthcare provider, or qualified practitioner before making changes to their lifestyle, nutrition, or health protocols. With that being said, we are always happy that you entertain us in your very household. We are very grateful that you have chosen this radio station to listen to, so that we might give you the updates that you don't normally get from other places on this station, and we invite you to tune in with us every single Tuesday. See, one of the problems we are having is that mankind, us humans, continue to have a serious identity problem, crisis. You see, we identify ourselves as one being, one type of being, but in essence, functions as a completely different being. How could that be so? We identify ourselves as Homo sapiens, as human beings, but by our own research, by our own admission, we have come to understand that we are more like an ecosystem. We are an ecosystem. We are not only human cells. That's a very basic understanding that humans need to have, but humans have been denied. Our very identity. How can we continue to live and not knowing, not having our identity properly established? In this day and age, we're talking about AI, cryptocurrency, and blockchain, but we don't even know ourselves. And we need to be able to properly identify. We owe it to ourselves, man. We owe it to the next generation too, that we properly identify ourselves and not continue to think that we are only human cells when we are comprised of as being an ecosystem. Bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, archaea, and parasites. They live with us, not on a temporary basis, but permanently. Every single human being need to understand the makeup of their body properly. And by not doing so, we would be living a lie. We are not living for who we are. As a result of that, we are going to constantly get into problems and we are going to have issues with our body. Now, if bacteria are endowed to manage and maintain the entire planet of living organisms where we live, then what difficulty do we have with bacteria doing the same thing for us, to manage us and to maintain us? Everything on this planet has a microbiome or is part of a microbiome. Now, Clive Campbell did not write this narrative. I couldn't. It is by their own research. They have spent billions. They have designated a lot of time to discover this, but they are not in any hurry to help us to understand this and to live this. That bacteria runs the planet, every single plant, every single insect, every single tree, every single bird, every single animal, anything that lives on top of the earth, below the earth, even in the air that we breathe in and the atmosphere, we realize that all living thing must have a microbiome or is part of a microbiome. And we need to hammer this in, so to speak, understand this, that we might raise the quality of life that we live. But so far, it has been denied. Now, the microbiome helps us to unfold the narrative of our story. The microbiome is intimately involved and is necessary in the unwrapping and unfolding of our life story. It is not by accident that God gave us these bacteria. It is by design. And we need to come to that realization. Here is the truth. Please remember this. Bacteria can live without us, but we cannot live without bacteria. I say that slowly, that we might get this part of it right. Bacteria, they have been living without man. Some have different type of estimates. Let me not say billions of years, for some who believe that is too far-fetched, but say millions of years. Bacteria has dominated this planet. We came here and we see bacteria and the other members that make up the microbiome. They have lived without us. But here it is now. We can't live without bacteria. Don't let no duppy fool you. You cannot live without bacteria. It's a natural part of who you are. Now, let's take some time now to look at the wisdom of having a microbiome. Because as we established, everything has one or is part of one. And guess what? God says it is necessary. That is why he gave it to us in the first place. God says that having a microbiome is necessary. We're going to continue that narrative. Listeners, in case you just tuned in, yes, you are listening to Old Harbour Radio 1, the voice of the people. The name of this program is Talking Life, Health, and Healing with Dr. Campbell. Yes, we are looking at the fact that man's identity is in question for all of man's civilization. We have lived in a particular way, telling ourselves and teaching ourselves that we are human beings only. But because of the microscope, we have to sing a new tune. We are seeing that these little creatures, as the original guys who look through their one lens microscope, they are seeing these little creatures, as they call them initially, until they start to study them some more and realize that these little creatures, whether we like it or not, they live on us and they live inside of us. And we are looking at the fact that God made us like this, 6 pounds. God gave us 6 pounds of these human pals, these little creatures, and they play critical roles in our very life and existence. And God says they are necessary to help us as humans to live, to survive on this planet, and to stay happy and healthy. Can you imagine that? If you try to uproot, if you try to ignore, if you try to supersede the wisdom of God, can we be better off as humans? We can't. God says microbes are necessary, and God gave us these various types of microbes in order to help us. So allow me to say, somehow we can sense the benevolence of God, the kindness of God, the goodness of God through the microbes. Wow, what a sentence, what a statement to make, that we can sense or feel the goodness of God, the love of God, the mercy of God, the healing power of God, the wisdom of God through our own microbiome. Somehow, when people are sad, moody, microbes are able to make neurotransmitters. I tell about this one, serotonin. It alters your mood. Look at that. Anybody you know that is moody all the time, up in their feelings, somebody would say, they may have a problem with their serotonin production. Some persons are overproducing serotonin, some are underproducing serotonin, and it's going to affect your mood. 90% of your serotonin is not made in the brain. It's made in the gut. By what? By bacteria. Did you ever think about it like that? Did you know this? That your very mood is dependent on bacteria ability to make the things that make you happy. If not, you're going to be sad and always sad. And this is how important God makes microbes, that they make the neurotransmitter serotonin. They also make melatonin. They also make dopamine. They also make epinephrine, norepinephrine, GABA. These are the names of different neurotransmitters. And as time go on, we will delve into what these terms mean. But the point we're making here is that God wants you to be healthy. God wants you to be happy. And God has allowed these little creatures, this microbiome, these bacteria, to make chemicals to help to enhance the way you feel, your mood, your outlook on life. Are you able to say, like Jimmy Cliff, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark days that held me back. It's going to be a bright sunshine. Look straight ahead. They are nothing but blue sky. Here comes the rainbow I've been praying for. It's going to be a great sunshiny day and a beautiful, beautiful life. That positive outlook, that mood, that feeling of you are on top of things and things on top of you. When sadness is able to be replaced by gladness, bacteria plays a critical role, and we did not know. We totally disregard them. But it is man's study that is unearthing this critical information that man need to live in communion with his microbes. This antagonistic relationship that we are falling into with our microbes is a sad day. And the Lord shows his love to us, as the point I'm making, his kindness to us, his goodness that keeps running after us through these little guys. We may not like them. We might not like the way they shape, the way they look. We might not even like the idea of them being on us and living with us. But again, we're reminded of what Dr. Stephen Gunter says. We have to just get used to it. We have to get used to the fact that you are more microbial than you are human. Now, what is Dr. Campbell saying there? That we are what? More microbial than we are human? Yes, because look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. And let me say to you from now, the only reason why we seem dominant, human cells are much larger than microbial cells, maybe 1,000 times larger than the microbial cells. So when we look in the mirror, what do we see? The representatives of the human part of us. But when you look under the microscope, you see the microscopic equivalent of us. So we are as microbial as we are humans. Now, some persons will need to take a little while to appreciate and understand that thought. Now, I could spend some more time talking about the sense that God shows his love and kindness. I might take it up some other time. But here's what happened. Your own body and your very own brain holds your bacteria and the other members of the microbial population with great honor and shows much respect and significance and appreciation for the microbes, your very body. It's not your body that is at war with microbes, It is our minds that are brainwashed. Persons have told us things, and we now harbor bad blood, have an unfortunate bad relationship with our microbes. But inside the body, our body has 70 trillion human cells, but 700 trillion microbial cells. We are outnumbered and we are outgunned. Now, do you want to hear this other part? I'll tell it to you in a minute. Listeners, in case you have just tuned in, you're listening to the great Old Harbour Radio 1, the voice of the people, the choice of the people. And this program is called Talking Life, Health, and Healing with Dr. Campbell. We continue to look at this intriguing, indefatigable microbiome. And it's a story that has to be told over and over because we have not gotten it as yet. We have a bad relationship with our microbes that need to be fixed. The point I'm making now is that our body and our brain does not have a problem relating with and relating to microbes. Is that somehow somebody has placed some narrative in our mind for us to have this improper understanding or a misunderstanding about microbes and the role that they play. Just now I told you, we have 70 trillion human cells, trillion with a T, but 700 trillion microbes. So 10 microbes for every human cell. Ready for this? In terms of genes, from the Human Genome Project, started in 1990, ended in 2001, we have discovered that humans have 23,000 genes. That was quite staggering, mind-boggling, because they thought we would have 250,000 genes, but we have only what? 23,000. And what the microbiome study, along with the human genome study, revealed is that we have possibly 3.5 million microbial genes. They say anywhere from 2 to 4 million microbial genes. So, what makes us human? Or what makes us function as human? Ain't even human. Did they hear this? Did they get it? Is it strange to you? Is it shocking to you? This is the truth that many have known for at least 2 or 3 decades, but they have not found it convenient to tell us that we are a microbial being. At least half and half is less than half function as human, but they just try to make it sound like it balanced. We are half human, half microbes. And the microbial population is dominated by bacteria. So this love-hate relationship that many of us have with the microbiome and with bacteria, you need to change, We can't be cursing the very thing. We can't be hating the very thing. We can't sit to be destroying and poisoning the very thing that is making us survive. Tell me if that makes sense. Did I hear somebody say, cut your nose to spite your face? How do you damage and destroy something that is so critically important to your very life and your very survival and existence? Somehow it is not making any sense. Man, I think I need more time to talk about this because I'm just warming up and already the clock on the wall is telling me that my time is limited. But ladies and gentlemen, we want to suggest to you that your body that you live in is not the same one that they teach you about in school. Your body that you live in is not the same understanding that your doctor have. That is unfortunate, because our doctors are the ones that are going to do what? They're designated to care for our health. They're designated to care for our body. And they have not told us the entire story about the human body. We are only living and understanding, say, half of the story. And that is why we are getting these chronic, degenerative, progressive, debilitating diseases and conditions. Because they are treating the body for what it is not. We're not even primarily human cells. We are mostly microbial cells. So be careful, man. Be careful how you use those what? Antibiotics. Be careful how you use those type of medications that are going to alter your microbial population. In essence, they call it gut dysbiosis. That is when there is an imbalance of the microbes inside your gut. Let me give you a little fact about the human gut. Inside the human gut lives the microbiome. This microbiome is the greatest concentration of microscopic organisms on the planet. In the colon, in this part of the gut, the last 5 or 6 feet. Trillions and multiple trillions of microbes live there. They are, in essence, Mother Nature's representatives that has come to live with us, that operates as a software that helps to run the human body almost like a hardware. We have designated the status to this gut as the second brain. By our very own admission, we recognize the critical life-saving role of the gut and the gut microbiome, that we have designated it as a second brain. And the brain in our cranium, 100 billion neurons. They work along with these trillions of microbes in the gut to run the human body. Did you know? The bacteria in the gut and the brain speaks constantly every nanosecond of the day. The brain wants to hear from the gut because the gut has the information, the understanding, the intelligence to communicate with your brain so your brain may understand the lay of the land in terms of how to make hormones, how to make chemicals, to run the entire body based upon information that the bacteria in the gut is providing for the brain. If we get it wrong, we come down with things like these brain disorders, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, schizophrenia, MS. We might suffer from psychiatric disorders like stress, anxiety, depression, mood disorders. You do not fix the brain from in the brain. The new narrative, you fix the brain from inside of the gut. But ladies and gentlemen, this intriguing story has to continue because our time has elapsed. And we want to talk to you about the fact that you may already know, I was about to say if you know, but you may already know that the microbes in your gut is experiencing dysbiosis, imbalance, and you want to balance your gut, call me. Call Dr. Campbell. What number do you want to call me at? This is it. 876-452-5075. That's 876-452-5075. You want to hear your complete story. You want your supplements to fix a gut that is unhappy, unhealthy, complaining, dysbiotic, as they call it. Don't live with a gut that is sending you text message, then it sends you email, and then it starts to shout at you because you were not listening. Listen to me. Listen to your gut feelings. Call me. And please come back next week, Tuesday. Bring a family member, bring a friend, and let us continue to hear what Old Harbour Radio 1, the voice of the people, is telling you that you're not hearing other places. This is Talking Life, Health, and Healing with Dr. Campbell. See you again pretty soon. One of the most important things that we need to do and to fix this year, 2026, we need to fix is our relationship that we have with our microbes, in particular bacteria. And feel free even to make a call to someone, a friend or a neighbor or a relative, to tune in. That is why you are sick, because your relationship with bacteria is not good and it needs to be fixed. And see you come again next week, Tuesday. Invite some friends now. Have a great day.